guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Just yesterday, I cleaned up my yard and... now look at it. I gotta do it all over again. I guess I gotta do it every 3 days. Anyway, it's been really wet lately here in eastern part of the country, and great for the lawn, no doubt about that. Cool temperatures, soft soil, just overseeded for the fall. So you're gonna have a nice looking lawn this time of year, but tons of leaves coming down. Today, I'm gonna get started on one of my 2 or 3 snowblowers that I still have to fix. I'm gonna go whip it out of the shed right now. We'll show you which one it is. This is a Toro single stage 4-stroke snowblower. It's the 2450 CCR. R-Tek engine, which is the same engine they have in, well, the same style engine they have in those Snow Commanders, which I had a ton of when I first started the channel. You could sell these things for about 150. They used to be worth 250, maybe 2. You know, the Snow Commanders you get 3, 350 for, but those monsters were big. 24-inch clearing path and 7 horsepower engine, really strong. This is, I don't know, I want to say 5 horsepower, 20-inch wide. This is kind of jiggly, but I think it's just a screw. I got this from my friend Jason. He was giving some crap away in his project pile. He just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And it seems complete, mostly. It just needs a little bit of tinkering, you know what I mean? As you can see, it's missing a primer bulb. Could that be the only reason? The only problem? It's got a key. Electric start. Pulls freely with compression. How's the bottom? This is the 38516 model. And looking at the serial number, I want to say it's 2003, maybe. Check the gassage. I doubt there's any gas in here. I take that back. I think this is a 2-stroke. I don't see an oil filler anywhere, so it's a mix, which I don't mind putting in because with 2-stroke gas oil mix, carburetors are usually cleaner, believe it or not, because I think the oil combination in there kind of prevents the ethanol from breaking down, you know. That's what I think. This seems good. All we need is a primer. Let's test if this just needs a primer. Let's blow some go-go juice into the carburetor. I might be able to stuff it right through this little slit here where the choke lever is. See if we can get some fluid into the carburetor mouth. Give it a couple of pulls and see if it turns over at least. Got some Sure Start starting fluid from Lucas Oil. If you look there at the choke lever, you can actually see the top part of the mouth. See? I'll just spray some shit in there. Wait, this is choked, so we want to open choke. Oh, but then if you open the choke, it won't go in, dude. Oh, we're choking. All right, let's give it a couple of pulls. What do you guys think? Think it'll turn over? Should turn over. Should. Because if it turns over, you know that there's spark. Not looking good. Ooh, I think I sort of heard something. Hey, all right. So it turns over. Should we just put some gas in it and see? Just to confirm, you see right there, fuel mix 50-to-1 ratio. Since I got you here, might as well show you. There's the label for you enthusiasts. Confirm with me in the comments. Is that a 2003? Let's get some 50-to-1 oil gas mix. 50-to-1 oil gas mix. This used to be like $20 at Home Depot. With the price of gas these days, I doubt it's only $19.99. I get a few jugs here and there from my friend Nick over in Bellport. He gives me a few cans every time we do a trade, or I give him a part or two that he needs. That's more than enough. But who knows, we may get this thing running and I'll use it for the winter for testing. All right, now we got some fuel mix in here. Obviously there's no primer bulb, so I figured maybe it'll work okay. We'll give it a couple of, hey, you know what? Let's get the electric start going. We might as well test it that way, huh? Let me get my cable. Plug in my electric start. You guys think the electric start will work? Usually if that starter hasn't been used in a long time, the shaft on the motor, the starter motor, gets rusted up and it just stays in place. It doesn't extend upwards, so that might be it. So if you hear a free running motor, it's stuck. It worked for a second, but now it's just stuck again because it's just free spinning. The motor's just spinning, right? And the Bendix gear is not shooting upwards or pulling down to grab the teeth of the flywheel to turn the engine. It may have done it for a second, but it slipped off. So it needs a little bit of Earl moving it manually back and forth to free up the Bendix gear on the starter motor. That ought to do it. So look, let's just pull it a bunch of times, right? We've got gas in it, so it should be trickling, trickling, trickling into the bowl. Ooh. Almost. Two pops. Not sure which that electric start worked. I'm gonna keep pulling this. What if it's not getting gas, huh? And it's just going on the vapors of the leftover spray? If that's the case, the needle's probably stuck in the closed position. It's not getting gas. You can prove that by just spraying it again, and if it starts just fine, it's not getting gas. Or I could have just flooded it, which it sounds like. Yeah. All right, let's take it off a choke, put it on the middle. just had a heart attack. So now we'll put this on full run just to see. Well, all right. Runs on its own. It took a little bit to start, but running it for that amount of time burns off some stuff off the spark plug, kind of clears out the exhaust, whatever was in there, debris, dust, rust, whatever. Blow it out of the muffler, and runs on its own. So carburetor's relatively clean. Starts up just fine now. How about it, huh? Works just fine. As you saw, I engaged the auger and it spun just fine. It's even at the right RPMs as well. So now all we got to do is replace that primer bulb so we don't have to spray shit into it, right? And at the same time, we need to still loosen up that starter gear so that we can have the electric start to work too. Let me find a primer bulb. Got a primer bulb complete assembly here, not just the primer bulb itself. Should be able to swap this out pretty good. When I was pulling it like 100 times before, I think I pulled something in my glutamus maximus. I believe your butt is called glutes. Got a sharp pain right along my left gluteus maximus. It's kind of painful. Got to stretch out the old hammy, you know what I mean? Hey, I want to tell you guys, it's going to be my birthday tomorrow. I'll be 54. When I was 50, I said, you know, I'm going to start naming my birthdays so I can remember how old I am. So 51 was Area 51, 52 was B-52s, 53 was Herbie, the Volkswagen number 53. This year, I'm going to be car 54. Where are you? I was going to quit for the day, but I'm going to go through the pain, see how much I get done. Great thing about being a YouTuber is that I'm on my own schedule. If I don't want to do anything today, I just won't do anything today. But I'm making this content for you guys. The small engine lover. Ooh, that was kind of easy. Oh, but Henry, you still need to get underneath this panel, which you can't do. Who are you calling it? Never mind. I'm using my fingers to pry. This is effed anyway, right? Okay, now I just lost the hose though.
Henry, you're gonna have to get in there anyway to lube up the Bendix gear.
That's true. So you see, I bend that out. Oh, that's not quite the same one, is it? Curses! Foiled again. Who said that? I need to go find something like this. So exactly the same one, is it? And I still got to find that primer line that went in there. Yeah, I can't feel it. I haven't changed the primer bulb on a snowblower in a long time, so I couldn't find one that looked like that. But I found a primer bulb from Sten's that I bought years ago to replace the primer bulbs on that lot of 11 Snow Commanders that I had. Not all of them were bad, but I got a great deal, so I bought a lot of them. And so I'm just gonna fit this primer bulb. See, this old primer bulb? Rubber's like all crusty on here, man. From many years of use and sun baking, storing, freezing, heat cold, causes all this type of deterioration of rubber. That's why condoms, you can't use condoms forever. You just let it sit in your wallet all year, or a long time. That looks like it's gonna take some stretching to get over there. Gotta stretch out the rubber. So, Henry, what did you do yesterday? I stretched out my rubber. Might need a screwdriver to help me do this. You guys are probably going to say, Henry, go get a heat gun. Alright, I'm gonna mess with this. Alright, I got a flathead screwdriver and just pried it on here. Now I got a nice new primer bulb that fits this one. Doesn't retract all that well though. I guess it's okay. So now I have to just fish out that line and connect it onto here and just push down into these. The clips will just go right in there. So look, will this lid just go up? It does. Let's take the gas cap off, see if it'll give me some more clearance. Not much. Maybe I could reach it.
Careful, Henry, it's hot.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, there's the hose, see it? So look, I'm gonna just push this in. Push it in. And I can feel the tip of the nozzle, and I'm stuffing the hose, the line, right on there. It's working. I can hear it bubbling in the carburetor bowl.
Henry, now you just flooded it again.
Shut up.
You shut up.
Now, why doesn't this go back down? Alright, so we've got a primer bulb now, and all we need to do now is fix that starter. Let's see if it starts. Key back in. Let's give it a pull. Now it doesn't start. Put that on choke again. Son of a gun. Oh, Gluteus maximus. my alter ego just said, let's address the starter motor. I think I remember this thing being pretty easy to take off. It's 2 5/16 here. And this panel should just come out. Or like they say in Canada, come out. Nice and convenient. So the starter motor is down here. Oh shit, still can't get to it. But I could see it. Oh. Ah, yeah, I could see it. It seems like it is moving. It's just not gripping. Maybe the teeth are gone, huh? Yeah. I think maybe the teeth are Dunsky. Well, that would suck. To really see it, I'd have to take off the engine cover, recoil starter engine cover. To take that off, I need to take the gas tank off. At least this bracket that's in the way, because you can't move it, you know? Unless I'll manually push it upwards while I'm turning it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the plastic Bendix gear is busted, stripped. So I've been studying this thing for a bit, and I thought about just taking the starter motor off while I can access. There's 2 bolts. One bolt on this side, which I can access. The other one is on the other side of the engine with no clearance to put your hand in there. So there's no way I'm going to be able to get a ratchet in there too. Even if I took the red engine cover off, the cowling, you still wouldn't be able to reach under there. Just the way it's tilted like that, it's along the housing for the auger, so there's no clearance. The only way to take off the motor, the starter motor, is to remove the motor, the engine, which I'm not going to do. But it looks like if I take this panel off, I have more clearance, whatever. If I take these 2 bolts off, this is connected to the gas tank. Remove another bolt for the gas tank should be able to come out. Then once the gas tank is out and this bracket is out, I should be able to take off the 4 bolts that hold the engine cover on, recoil starter. Then I'll have at least visual access to see what the Bendix gear looks like. And because it has a cover that covers up the Bendix gear, I can't see. And I just want to confirm that the plastic Bendix gear is stripped. That's what bothers me. I've always been very curious, and I won't feel good unless I try to at least see if that's the problem. You see, you could see the Bendix gear, the white thing. You can't see the teeth. Now the the gear does go upwards as you engage the starter, but it doesn't grip onto the flywheel because I think it's stripped. But then again, I don't see any white bits of the plastic anywhere. So I'm going to first spray some lube onto the shaft there. Maybe it's not going up all the way. Yeah, so that didn't work. So look, 2 bolts there for the bracket, 1 center bolt there for the connection to the recoil starter. Got 1 bolt there for the gas tank to the bracket, or actually I can leave that. But there's one on the bottom that I need to get to. And then this one over here is connected to that. So I'm going to remove the gas tank, see if we can get the recoil starter cover off so we can take a look at the Bendix gear, because I'm just curious. I don't have to do it, I just feel like I need to do it. Okay, that sucked. I mean, big time. You could barely get, and I have little hands, you could barely get your hand in there to do any of this stuff. And most of them were lock nuts, you know? So it was really hard. Anyway, I couldn't get the whole cover off without taking the gas tank off. I figured I'd just push the gas tank to the left a little bit, or to the right, just so I can move it, just to see. And I have confirmed that the Bendix gear is stripped. You see that? Stripped. Oh, that's pretty bad. That's why I wasn't gripping. There's no gear. Completely stripped. See that? Badly. It's all rounded up and everything. Like I said, it's a pain in the butt to get that motor out. I did all that just to find out. You know what? I'm so curious. I just had to know whether or not I was correct or not, you know? And I was mistaken. It is not a plastic one. It looked like white plastic to me, but it's actually brass. So, you know what? I have another snowblower in the back. I think it's a Suzuki engine. It's also a Toro, but it's an older CCR. I wonder if it's the same exact starter motor. I mean, it would take a lot to get it out of there, but I mean, I do have one, I think. I'm gonna go check. See this? It's a Toro Ccr2450. I think it has a Suzuki engine in it, and as you can see, it does have it does have electric start. I have to flip this on its side. So the motor is in a different location. It's not even there. It's more inside, like on the other side. I think this is a Suzuki engine. This is what other subscribers have told me, the Ccr2450. I'm going to look at the model number here, 38185. I'm going to look at the parts diagram and compare it to the one I have and see if it's the same exact starter, or at least the same looking Bendix gear. Maybe I'll cannibalize this one and put it in that one. And I'll find out how much a new one costs. I don't know. I don't think you'll get much money for these things here in the East Coast. I know it doesn't sound right, but trust me, these single stage ones, they don't go for much money. As a matter of fact, you can find dual stage ones here in the East Coast for $150, $200. You see them. So snowblowers aren't going what they used to, so all this trouble may be for naught. So I managed to take the gas tank out and the cover came off, and this is what the flywheel looks like. And now we have a clear view of the starter. So taking off the starter is just that bolt there. but the other one on the other side is the one that's really difficult to get to. As you can see, there's no space whatsoever. But maybe if that Suzuki one is the same exact pinion gear as this, then maybe I could just swap it out, you know? So I just checked online. 38516 costs about $60 to $65 for a new starter, or even just the pinion gear assembly. This thing's only worth like maybe 150 bucks tops, you know? I'm not gonna go through all that trouble and that kind of expense to spend 60 bucks to get 100 back. No way. If anything, I'll sell the motor, you know, for 40 bucks or 30 bucks. Or more than that, because if the motor itself, the pinion gear itself is 60, it's gotta be way more. Damn landscapers, man, just when I'm filming, you know what I mean? I checked the Suzuki one, model 38185. That one's 100 something bucks for the whole starter. Well, now I know what to do with that snowblower. I'm not gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna try to sell the Suzuki engine, which I believe is worth a lot of money, and sell the starter if it works. So I'm not gonna put this together yet. I'm gonna put this to the side somewhere. And my next episode, I'm gonna whip out the Ccr2450, take it apart, see if the electric start works, remove that, sell that on eBay, and well, we'll check it out a little bit better, you know? Maybe I'll just sell the engine as it is, because I heard it's worth money. Anyway, I'll let these guys do their thing. Thanks a lot for joining me on this episode, where we found out that the starter gear was done, Steve! And we changed the primer bulb. Engine runs, we could sell this without the starter for about 100 bucks. 125, 150, maybe, you know? Anyway, stay tuned for when I take the Ccr2000 out, take that starter out, compare the two gears, and we'll see what we do with that. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Later.